Good day, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel of Astrologer Anil. Today, we will be talking about the month of July, which is supposed to be the most catastrophic month in the history of the world because the planetary positions like Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu are taking the whole world for a very rough ride. Maybe it is war, maybe it is natural catastrophe, maybe it is geopolitical condition, and maybe even the stock markets. The time frame from July to September is most catastrophic, and especially the month of July. Now, I've written an article especially on the earthquake in the coastal areas and especially Japan. Beyond the hype, July 7th to 22nd is the real global danger zone, not July 5th, as predicted by some astrologer of Japan. Now, beyond the hype, 7th July to 22nd is the real global zone, not the 5th. Japan Baba Vanga panic is misdirected. The astrological threats comes after only 7th introduction. No disaster on 5th, but don't let your guard down yet. I have written 5 articles on my web page, and the links are under starting from the 26th June 2025 for the water fury, especially in the coastal areas. No astrologer has used these techniques to arrive at this date. I've used the Nakshatra Sanghata Chakar, I've used the theory of inevitability of Shri K. N. Rao, I've used the Namamshas, I have used the lunation chart. No astrologer has pointed out all these parameters, and whosoever is making predictions, he is making predictions in the air. There are no such combinations on the 5th, but there I will now tell you which are the parameters. You see, on 2nd and 3rd, Mars activates the eclipse point of 14.47 degrees in Pisces, which is a totally watery sign where Saturn is placed and Mars aspects by 8th strong aspect. Now, the second is that from 6th July, Mars and Saturn will join in the Navamsha, in the Virgo Navamsha. Now, Virgo Navamsha is an earthy Navamsha. It's not good. On earth, there will be some brutal things which will happen, some catastrophic events like earthquakes, tsunami, and even the stock markets could be influenced adversely. Now, parameters which cannot be ignored is I already mentioned the activation of the eclipse point and the Saturn and Mars in Virgo Navamsha, but the 7th in this regard may prove to be catastrophic, especially till 13th July and then till 22nd July and then extending it to 28th July. Sangatha Chakar July fairy curse on Saturn on the 7th July to 22nd July. There is Veda on Saturn in the sign of Pisces from Mars and Ketu. Although Mars is already expecting it, but even in the Nakshatra Sanghata Chakar, there is a Veda. And this Veda is very bad for the natural catastrophes, for the wars, geopolitical condition in the world. Maybe it is US and Iran, or maybe it is Israel and Iran, maybe it is Ukraine and Russia, maybe it is Sindhur too, and between India and Pakistan. The countries which are liable to be influenced by this watery sign affliction is I will read out: Japan, Indonesia, Philippines, Sri Lanka, west and east coast of the US, Bangladesh, India, especially Mumbai, Chennai, Andaman Nicobar, Child, Peru, Ring of Fire Zone. Why the focus shift from 5th July to true window of 7th to 22nd? As I mentioned, on 5th, there are no combinations. 2nd to 3rd, we have already seen the Mars activation of the eclipse point in the watery sign where Saturn is placed as per the solar eclipse of 29th March 2025. Now, the next, as I've already told you, Saturn and Mars in Virgo Navamsha, then Veda between Mars and Ketu on Saturn in the Nakshatra Sanghata Chakra from 7th till 22nd. So 5th has no value as a matter of fact. And then there is a Shadashtak Yoga between Saturn and Mars till 28th of July, and then there is a Durbhiksha Yoga from 13th to 28th November 2025. Then there is a Bloodshed Yoga from 26th July to 20th August, and the peak will be on the 12th August 2025 for bloodshed in the world. The kind of tsunamis and earthquake what we will face, we will not have faced for 50 years, for more than 50 years. This calamity, the month of July is pointing out that there will be loss of lives, and people at coastal areas have to be careful, and especially Japan, Indonesia, as I mentioned, Japan, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and other countries. Now, the media induced panic over the 5th July has no strong basis of planetary science or classical Jyotish. However, ignoring the real danger period would be a grave mistake. Historically, such Vedas and stationary configurations have coincided with events on the scale of WW1, tsunami, great quakes, and economy meltdowns. The other parameter which is most prone is from the 9th of July to 13th of July, because Saturn will be stationary in the watery sign and Mars will aspect it, and there will be Veda from Mars and Ketu on Saturn. So this period is most catastrophic, and especially for Japan, Indonesia, and other countries. The prediction made for the 5th July has no relevance as far as astrology is concerned. So friends, rest be assured, nothing is going to happen today. Today is 5th of July. I don't see any, there could be a small earthquake or eruption, volcanic eruptions, but no major thing will happen on the 5th. It is only from 7th, and then from 9th to 13th, and then from 13th to 22nd, and broader spectrum till 28th of July. So friends, this is all I just wanted to share. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a good day. Good luck. Bye bye.